As you may remember, the Clinton campaign and other Democrats sang FBI Director James Comey's praises when he cleared Hillary Clinton on July 5th of any charges.
Let me just say this about Director Comey first. This is a great man. We are very privileged in our country to have him.
I want to begin by commending you and the public servants at the FBI for the independent investigation.
I greatly appreciate the work that the FBI and Department of Justice did, and they handled it very professionally.
The FBI, under the direction of a wonderful and tough career public servant, Jim Comey, somebody with the highest standards of integrity.
Yeah, but it's a bit of a different story now after Comey notified Congress of a new phase based on evidence that had been put before him last week. Now listen to this.
It's pretty strange to put something like that out with such little information. It's unprecedented, and it is deeply troubling.
You violated these two protocols. You owe the public full information.
What a difference a day can make, right? Former Clinton pollster Bernard Whitman is author of 52 Reasons to Vote for Hillary and president and CEO of Whitman Insight Strategies. And Lisa Booth is president and founder of High Noon Strategies and a Fox News contributor. Welcome to both of you. So, Bernard, the person that they praised, they have now switched their opinion on quite drastically.
Well, Martha, great men and great women can make mistakes. And Director Comey made a huge mistake by announcing unprecedented and probably illegal action. That announcement was full of innuendo, and it was a gift to Donald Trump, who has based his entire campaign on taking half lies and falsehoods and spinning them into truth and feeding them to his supporters. And that's exactly what's happened here. And this is the type of government, frankly, that we could expect under Donald Trump, where you use the mechanics of government to wage political war against your opponents. He promised to do that in the debate with Hillary Clinton last month, promising to investigate her and lock her up.
That's a bit of a stretch.
No, it's not. This is exactly the type of government that we get from when fascism starts to seep into democracy.
Okay. Let's try to stick with the issue at hand, which is the question of James Comey and whether or not he acted correctly. You can't extrapolate that to what a future presidency might look like when we have, many years of history to examine in terms of what Clinton's in public office has looked like over the course of this. Go ahead, respond.
No, and Martha, what about a government where you have a future presidential candidate facing an FBI investigation, or a president, for that matter, facing an ongoing FBI investigation? And look, I find it absolutely, it's insanity for Hillary Clinton, the Department of Justice, and the Democratic Party to question protocol, to question the quote-unquote unprecedented actions of FBI Director Comey, when you have Hillary Clinton herself, who took the unprecedented actions of setting up a private email server, using that in a private email address exclusively, deleting tens of thousands of emails, using BleachBit, and then lying about it all. And also, Martha, real quick, if you don't mind, the Department of Justice and Loretta Lynch taking the unprecedented of action, compromising herself and the integrity of the Department of Justice by meeting with Bill Clinton during an ongoing criminal investigation.
Okay, all of that is part of what's baked in the cake here, Bernard. And I just want to bring up an issue that jumps right off of what Lisa has laid out there. And that is the fact that when Loretta Lynch met with Bill Clinton on that tarmac, she pushed this whole thing over to James Comey.
That's right.
So why now, when there's new evidence placed on his desk, should he go through that chain of command on the same case? Loretta Lynch already said, this is your baby, Jim Comey. And he said, case closed. And now he says, look, I have to reopen based on what I've gotten.
Jim Comey did exactly the right thing, and according to all the reports, listened to his top 20 investigators and said, there's not enough here to go forward with the recommendation for indictment. He then went on to opinionize and serialize and editorialize by talking about her conduct after the fact. And then in this letter, which 100 Department of Justice officials have railed against, Judge Jeanine Pirro of this network, Judge Napolitano of this network.
No, it's very controversial, and we have laid out both sides.
This has politicized and besmirched the reputation of the Justice Department. It's unprecedented, it's unethical, and it's wrong. It's fundamentally against the rules of fairness, basic Justice Department guidelines, and impartiality to step inside a presidential election to influence the votes on behalf of another campaign.
I hear what you're saying.
Exactly
but one can only, there's so much we don't know. And as Jim Comey has said, the investigation into these emails is just beginning. But there has to be a compelling reason why he felt that if he didn't do it now, to have this come out after the election would make him look like he had been derelict in his duties, Lisa.
Well, absolutely, Martha. I think he's between a rock and a hard place. There's no easy answer here or necessarily a right answer because, as you mentioned, if he puts this information out after the election, how is that going to look as well? But to Bernard's point, it is just, I am beside myself at the fact that Democrats can look you in the face, look viewers in the face, and say something like that without holding Hillary Clinton to these same standards, without holding Loretta Lynch to these same standards. I mean, that is utterly ridiculous. And we should all be very concerned at the fact that we have someone who is running to be president of the United States for the first time in American history, facing an FBI investigation, who previously faced an FBI investigation, which is still open. And Martha, to that point, there are tens of thousands of emails that are still out there. How do we know that something else isn't going to pop up months from now?
We don't. Lisa, Bernard, thank you guys. Thank you very much. More to come.